Welcome to day number 16 of the Giant Monster Games Advent Calendar, and it is going to be a surprise for you guys. I'm not going to lie. This deck I thought would be at least in the top 10, not all the way down at number 16. It is Paradox Elves. This deck gets voted on every single time I do live streams, and it gets requested a lot, and a lot of the voting that happened, most people put Paradox Elves as one of the top 3. Unfortunately, it's number 16 on the list out of 30. Paradox Elves, for those people that do not know, it is an elf deck, so we are running stuff like Elvish Archdruid, Elvish Mystic, and Heritage Druid, which are elves that create a ton of mana. Now, unlike most elf decks where we're just going to ramp into doing something really big and crazy, we're actually going to do something different big and crazy. We're playing Lifecrafter's Bestiary and Paradox Engine in this deck. Paradox Engine is whenever we play a spell, we may untap all permanents we control. So, with Paradox Engine in play, we can tap down all of our mana-producing elves, which is basically all of them, and then untap them and then retap them for more mana again and again and again. With Lifecrafter's Bestiary is whenever we play a creature spell, which is almost the entire deck, other than lands and a couple artifacts, and a little bit of draw engine, we get to pay 1 green mana and draw an additional card, eventually creating a ton of mana, and then with this ton of mana, we have 2 potential win options. The first one is Banefire, where we are just going to aim to do 20 damage to our opponent's face, uncounterable, which is easy, and the second one is Joraga Warcaller, which has multi-kicker. Whenever we pay multi-kicker, we can actually put a 1/1 counter on it, and then he gives +1/+1 to each other elf for the 1/1 counters on him, so we can basically just make our guys in giantly huge, amazing, and then swing in for lethal damage as well. So this is basically what the deck is doing. If you want to see an entire deck tech and some gameplay video, there's a link up in the top right-hand corner up there, like always. And if you want to pick this deck up on MTGO, there is a link below the video where you can do that very quick and very handy. Now, let's go over and find out what would happen if we went back in time and this deck never was made. Do we get to still play it on MTGO? Do you get it? I mean, it's because it's a paradox, like Paradox Engine. It's yeah, okay. Let's just watch the gameplay. We shall now talk about the paradoxes of playing a Paradox Elves deck. We're not actually going to, but we are going to keep this opening hand. I think we will keep it. It is going to be amazing. We are on also the draw, by the way. So with Paradox Elves, you need to make sure you have at least 1 land in your hand. Because it is a very light land deck, you need to make sure you got that. And we're playing against something green. It could be lots of things, but normally lots of modern decks don't play just a forest on turn 1. But this one looks like it has, so that's the thing that happens. And I just realized actually we kept a not very good opening hand. Oh no, we have, we're going to play 1 turn behind. Unfortunately, 1 full turn behind. Because ideally we want to play this on turn 2, but we don't have a second forest or a second mana-producing elf. It might be like legit elves. We might be playing elves versus elves. Well, we're going to find out right now by going to my turn and then waiting for his turn. And we'll play the mountain. And I think we're going to just play Druid of the Anima for now. I mean, as much as I would love to play a elf that draws cards, like Elvish Visionary, Druid of the Anima is going to give us mana, which allows us to actually play stuff. So, do I attack in with Heritage Druid? Question number 2. I think the answer is no. No, because if we're gonna go infinite, not infinite, but we're gonna go combo style, we need to actually have enough elves, and specifically this was gonna be one of them. Okay, so there's his Archdruid. So he's playing on curve, technically. So turn 3. Normally, again, elves decks want to play that on turn 2, not on turn 3. So he's also 1 turn behind. We're not too worried about it at this point, though. We can play. We do have 2 options, actually. We can play Llanowar Elves and then Archdruid, and then dump, or Druid of the Anima. We do have that option. That gives us 2 additional mana to do even more stuff next turn. But Archdruid will give us 3 mana next turn, guaranteed. So I think we're going to go the slower play now for the faster play next turn. Because he's playing also Elves, his is also a little bit slower. So, I mean, he doesn't have, he's not going to overrun us next turn. He might try, but at this point, he's not going to. I don't think so. So we're going to find out. I'm also pretty surprised. Triple lands for an Elf deck is pretty unique. Something you don't see very often. Pretty unusual, if you will. And there's Lead the Stampede. Lead the Stampede. Elves versus Elves. You don't see this very often. I'm actually pretty excited to see Elves versus Elves. Mirror match. Always love seeing the mirror matches. It's super funny. Okay, so our opponent lead the Stampedes, only revealing an Archdruid, which is only revealing an Archdruid. It's actually a really good reveal. Obviously, he would want more, but he doesn't have it. He can play the Archdruid, though, which is going to be good for him. Realistically, we could Joraga Warcaller for more than he has, so we could make our stuff bigger if we really wanted to. We'll probably just take the damage, whatever it is, though. Because we need to do... So we're aiming to do 20 to our opponent's face. Does he swing in? I'm surprised he doesn't swing in. That's neat. Okay, well, feel free. Don't swing in. Don't have to swing in if you don't want to. And now here's the question for us. We could play a bunch of small elves. It's kind of, I think, the way we're going to go. So I think it's going to be Lenoir. And then Mystic. Using Druid of the Anima's mana. And then it's going to be... What? I think we're going to use her ability, tapping our fresh elves. Fresh out of the oven elves. Fresh off the press. I want this one as well. I want you to select this one. MTGO, select this one. There we go. And then I think we're going to play the Visionary using that mana. Yep. Using 2 of the 3 mana we get from that. We draw a card. Can always yield to this as well. And then when we draw the card, we're going to see what we draw. Hopefully it's something delicious. Another Heritage Druid is okay. It's okay. I think we will play the other Heritage Druid. And then I think what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think we then play Joraga Warcaller for multi-kicker 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that's the way we're going to go. Using up all of our mana. Making our elves +3/+3, which is always fun. And then shipping it to our opponent's turn to see what they do. And the next turn we're going to literally swing in with everything and then Banefire his face for the remainder. It's going to be the plan. This is what we're going to do. Because we should have lethal on board unless he can drop like another 5 elves. If he also can like dump his hand on the table, which elves do, elves have that capacity. Another lead the Stampede. Ooh, opponent's in a rough spot. You don't ever want to be double. You don't want to be like lead the Stampede after lead the Stampede. That's real dangerous, especially in an Elves deck. I wonder if he's playing the Elves deck I put together. It's completely possible. So far, every single card that he has shown in his deck so far is in... Oh, no, maybe I lied. Gearhulk. Ooh, that's sexy. Ranger. Good. Elves, Lenoir Elves. Copper Horn Stout. So this is an addition to compared to the one I was working on. We'll see. The problem he has right now is if he's going to play down all this stuff... yeah, if he's going to play down all this stuff, he's not going to have enough creatures to block, which becomes the problem. Oh yeah, also Nykthos, Stranded Nyx. Also a very good card in an Elves deck, especially if you have something to pour all the mana into. Like, again, Joraga Warcaller is fantastic because if you have a bunch of extra mana, you can just be like, okay, well, put 3 counters on them, make everything bigger. So that is what we're going to do. And then, mind you, we're going to Banefire our opponent's face off. Because how much do we have right now? We have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 from this guy. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Not enough lethal with just that. Depends what we draw. We can always, again, if we can swing in with everything. Yeah. We'll see. We should have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So far we're to have 15 on board for extra damage. Mind you, he has 5 mana in the mana pool, plus another guy here, so he should be able to put more creatures into play than we have. Should be able to. So we're gonna find out right now. Mind you, our creatures are bigger than his, technically. So if we swing in with everything, we probably have a favorable trade on our side, not on his side. And Ranger, what does Ranger do again? Ranger is, enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land, then reveal it, put it in your hand. Okay. Not mana ramp, but definitely guaranteeing that you get to get mana next turn. Don't miss your land drops. Kids, don't miss your land drops. And, which is nice. I mean, this is actually a pretty good card, simply because... 1, you're not missing your land drops, which is important. But 2, and probably the more important thing is it gets lands out of your deck, which means you're more likely to draw or lead the Stampede into more relevant stuff. See more creatures, more stuff to play. So depending on what we draw next will really determine what is about to happen. So yeah, again, so he's going to lead the Stampede. He's used both of his Archdruids, so he is out of mana options past this point. And he only has... He doesn't have very much stuff to block with. He used 2 of his major guys here. We're going to find out. We're going to find out if he... I don't think he has enough. Again, if we can get in... If we can get in like 10-15 damage, we can probably Banefire him out. Which should be pretty fun. Pretty fun indeed. And if we draw a Paradox Engine, done. Paradox Engine will allow us to do stuff. Oh, Metallurgic Mimic. That is something you would have wanted way long time ago. That's not very good now. It is a blocker, though. That is the nice thing. It is a blocker. It's a 5/4 blocker at that. So, what else does our opponent have? Our opponent has 8 cards in hand. They should be able to play more stuff. It should just be like dump, 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 dump. Oh, actually, I forgot. I'm also going to skip through the rest of the turn. There's nothing I'm going to be doing. I don't think he's going to go to combat. It's super risky if he goes to combat. Okay. Visionary. Drawing more cards. Good for our opponent. Not so good for us. Double Visionary. Very exciting. If we get Paradox Engine, by the way, if we draw Paradox Engine, which is possible, we will actually be able to basically play Paradox Engine, get a whole bunch of mana, and then... Does our opponent attack in? Shouldn't attack in. It's a bad call. Bad call. Don't attack in. Yeah, so what do we draw? It's going to be... This is the make or break moment right here. Harmonize is not bad either. Harmonize is not bad either. I think what we do is we play Harmonize. Actually, wait, I'm going to undo that. Undo. Harmonize with... So it's going to be going like this, I guess. And the green here. That's how we're going to play Harmonize. Yeah, rather than using up this guy's, because we might get more Elves, which then we can get more mana, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. Ooh, we get another Archdruid. I mean, if we can create the stalemate, like make it so there's even more of a stalemate for our opponent, so he just can't swing in for an actual favorable amount, not a bad idea. Because realistically, if we can get another Elvish Archdruid into play, then... Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Go for 8. Play for 3. Go like that. And then we're just going to play the rest of these guys out. So, Anima... And then Arbor Elf. And then Druid of the Anima. And then next turn we, assuming if he attacks in, I think we have enough blockers. We have enough blockers for him. So we're going to ship it to our opponent's turn, creating a stalemate. Again, our guys are bigger still. And we have enough mana next turn to kill our opponent with Banefire. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play it safe. Play it safe, guys. That's how you win Magic. Playing it safe. As in, wait till your next turn, and then your opponent then casts Banefire for 20 some odd damage. How much is it going to be? It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So with the 2 Archdruids combined, we're doing 24. So, yeah. No matter what happens. So, I mean, if he decides to swing in, I mean, that'd be good. If he has a Azuri Renegade leader that he manages to play, that's bad for us. I think that's actually his out right now, is Azuri Renegade leader. If he doesn't get Azuri Renegade leader, we're going to blast him for a 24 to his face next turn. So another Elvish Visionary. He has 7 cards in hand. Would not be surprised if he does have Renegade leader. Yeah, nope. Visor. Maybe he doesn't have it in hand. Maybe he doesn't have it in the deck. I mean, if we didn't have Banefire, he actually would, with what we've seen revealed, so what stuff is probably is likely in his hand, he would probably be able to overrun us. Wormcoil Engine is going to be really hard for us to deal with as a 6/6 that gets creature tokens. We're going to find out. So he's just playing all of his small little elves, getting more elves. Elves, playing more elves, more elves. I like this. This is also turn 6, by the way. If you've never seen elves do elves, turn 6, this is what the boards look like. Normally by now he would have been like, and I'm going to swing in and kill you. So this is what? You may look at the top card of your library. You may do this at any time. Okay. You may cast the top card of your library if it is a creature card. And you may, play mana as though it was any color. And you may spend mana as though or any mana of any color type. That's neat. I don't know, I'm not really a big fan of that card. It seems neat, but I feel like this would be better in like just a crazy zoo deck. Not necessarily an Elves deck. I guess the fact that you can always be playing Elves, you can use it to... Actually, this might be really good in the Paradox Elves deck. This might be actually really good in our deck. Because we can literally look at any time the top card of our library and play that card. Which, as long as it's not a land for the Paradox Elves deck, we're just going to play. And for 4, ooh, it's actually a pretty good idea. I actually quite like that idea. We'll have to see. Maybe one day when I upgrade this deck, we'll look at doing that guy. So here's the big question. He is 15. What is he playing? What is he playing? It could be... There's lots of options. Lots of options our opponent has right now. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. He's dumping a lot of mana into something or other. He's dumping mana into a Wormcoil Engine. Down to 3 cards in hand. He's creating a healthy stalemate, but unfortunately for him, we have Banefire in hand. And there's the Gear Hulk. So when Gear Hulk comes into play, distribute 4 1/1 counters among creatures and target creatures you control. Any number of target creatures. So he could realistically throw it on some of the smaller stuff. I mean, force us to block. Mind you, we have enough blockers right now for creatures he doesn't have Summoning Sickness with. I mean, because he has a lot of stuff that has Summoning Sickness that just can't attack this turn. So... that's a thing. That is a thing. Leave this down here somewhere. Because we too will need to use this box. So he's deciding who and where these counters are going to go. I wonder if our opponent will scoop after we blow him up with counters. Oh, he's going to make bigger Wormcoil Engine. It's sad because, I mean, for our opponent right now, it's a futile attempt is what he's about to do. Power and toughness equal to the number of forests you control. Huh. Okay, so we go bam, 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 Banefire, targeting our opponent's face. And there's the red. And here's all of the green. Oh, I want to make this bigger. Make it a little bigger. Done. And a good game, my opponent. Thank you for playing against Paradox Elves, which has Banefire as its win condition. Fun fact, it's funny. It's funny because right now we just look like a regular old Elves deck. Actually, we are a combo Elves deck. So, what do we need to... I think Essence Warden is a really good card to come in. Banefire stays in because that's going to be really good. I don't think Guiltleaf Archdruid is actually going to be any good for us in this matchup. Harmonize is good. Lifecrafter's Bestiary is good. Anything else that we definitely need to bring in? Madcap Experiment is too risky. I think taking out a Paradox Engine actually is going to be fine. And the other thing is Rapid Vigor is also be really good. If we decide we're going to go for swinging in for damage plan, could be quite good. And I think we're going to... I think I pull out a single Paradox Engine. And I think we're going to leave in Banefire, and we're going to use it probably as a removal spell for our stuff. And I think we take out a Lifecrafter's Bestiary. I think that's what we do. Or do we? No, we pull out a Harmonize. Pull out a Harmonize. Drawing cards is good, but not as... yeah. It's good, but I think actually having Rapid Vigor is going to be better for us. Being able to regenerate all of our creatures is going to be really good, because we can just swing in. Boop. Swing in with everything, or block. Whatever. Can't keep this opening hand. Oh, Essence Warden is nice, but we cannot keep this opening hand. We need at least one land. Otherwise, we don't get very paradoxical things going on. This is good. Keep this. This is a nice... oh, fantastic. You can go on top of the library as well. So turn 4, we're probably going to play that. Or turn 3, maybe. Does our opponent have the first turn play Mystic or Arbor Elf? Also good. Okay. Good luck, opponent. And we'll Mystic it up. Ship it to our opponent's turn. And then we're going to Archdruid next turn. If we had another land, it would be nice. But we don't. We don't. So this is kind of just like a mono green super budget Elf deck. Not super budget, super value, not budget, value Elf deck. So, oh, he doesn't have a second 1-drop. Does he swing in? Doesn't. If I was him, I would have swung in. Because if I Okay, no, so he's going to play something on second main phase. Okay. That's the thing that you can do as well. It is... Oh, the tree guy. So it's another mana producer. Another mana producer. I don't think it's very good. I don't really want to have to pay a whole bunch of mana. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the card. Don't think it's very good in the elf deck. Now, here's the point where I think we're going to throw out the Archdruid. Oh, cancel. We don't have enough mana to throw the Archdruid. It's quite unfortunate, really. Well, then I think what we do is we throw out double mana producers. Not the most amazing thing in the world, but I think it's the way we're going to go. I'd also like to throw out Essence Warden, but I think I'm going to throw out Essence Warden like next turn or the turn after. It is a really good card, don't get me wrong, but the problem with Essence Warden is if I throw it out now, I don't get the ramp into bigger stuff. And Essence Warden, I mean, next turn is probably, I mean, I'm willing to bet anything I would gain probably 4 life off of next turn if I would have played it. But it's going to be better this way. So, oh, no, he's going to level up. Oh, he's going to try and level her up. I mean, I guess it produces 2 mana, which is nice, too. Basically, it's a 3 mana, 2 mana creature, if that makes sense. I think we can actually just ship it through to our opponent, or to our turn. So, mana, what is it going to be? Is it going to be Elvish Archdruid? Seems like a fun card for him to play. It is. There you go. Elvish Archdruid, welcome to the battlefield. And does our opponent swing with a 2/2? Decides not to. Okay. Playing it safe. There's a forest. That's always nice. I think at this point, we drop in an Essence Warden? No. No. I think by Lifecrafter's Bestiary, we can probably get some value off of this by these guys by drawing extra cards. Because we have what? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 mana. That's 3, 4, 5. So I guess it's going to be the Archdruid. Going like this. Not as amazing as... I should have actually... I played that wrong. I should have actually played the Essence Warden first. I think what we do, though, is... we wait and we sit on both of these guys. I think that's all we do. Ship it to our opponent's turn. We wait. We sit. We ponder what our opponent will do. Leaving up blockers, theoretically. Once we get Lifecrafter's Bestiary in play, especially next turn, then we'll be able to start cycling and drawing more cards. Going to be a very good combination for us. Not attacking with anything. Don't really want to. I haven't played a Elves Mirrors match in a very long time, and the last time I did play it, it was actually the normal Elves deck I played, like the budget Elves deck, not the Paradox Elves deck. Okay, lots of mana for our opponent. It might be Wurmcoil Engine. That, it would be scary. It would be very scary. Is it a Wurmcoil Engine, or is it a Gear Hulk? Which one is it? It is Ugin. Well then. Exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less. That doesn't seem to help our opponent at all. But okay, if that's what you want to do, if that's what you're down to do, that's fine. Mind you, you can use it to do 3 damage to this thing, blowing it up, and then -1. Ugh. Ugin is going to be really hard for us to deal with, like really hard for us to deal with. Dang, yo. Well, that might have been what wins our opponent of the game. That is a good sideboard card. I never really thought about Ugin as a sideboard card. I think we're going to run out Lifecrafter's Bestiary. And then we're probably going to run out Arbor Elf, paying extra 1. Bestiary is really nice because it allows us to scry and fix the top of our library. And then I think it's going to be Arbor Elf, draw a card. I think. This is going to be always yield. And we have the mana, so we might as well do it. Visionary, that's going to be nice. The problem we're going to run into right now is we have no way of dealing with Ugin, like directly. We have no way of directly dealing with Ugin. So that's going to be super problematic. If we lose this entire match, simply because of Ugin. I mean, if you get it out this turn, if he's going to get it out next turn, dang, going to be super hard. Super hard. Well, let's see how it goes, though. And our opponent is playing don't know. I'm gonna skip through his turn, passing until our opponent plays something relevant. At this point, though, our opponent could be swinging in. Like, there's very little reason for him to accelerate his board state. It's actually, he should be aggroing more. Because he can actually aggro in with these little, little 1-drops. Because he's going to lose all 3 of these guys if he Ugins to destroy the board. Mind you, he can ping off 1 creature every single turn, which will get him slow value. But what he should be doing is wiping the board of all these little guys, and then swinging with his Archdruid. That's what he should be doing. If I was him, that's what I would be doing. Especially wipe the board for all 1-drops and then redrop these 2 1-drops. Such a better idea. But, if that's not what he wants to do. Yeah, I guess not. He's probably just going to be trying to do like 3 damage every single turn. Mind you, really easy for him to get this guy to 10. Because especially if he's just going to be like killing creatures every single turn. Ooh. I don't know if I have a way around this, guys. I don't think I do. I honestly don't think I have any way around Ugin. Not when I have a wall of elves in front of it. Elvish Visionary. All of the visionary stuff. Okay. And we don't even have anything in the sideboard that really directly deals with Ugin either. Because it's not like it kills them. It exiles all of them. So even Rapid Vigor doesn't help us out here, in this case. Not even. There goes Llanowar Elves. Goodbye, Llanowar Elves. Next turn, our opponent's going to gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and put the top 7 permanents from your cards from your hand into the battlefield. And put up 2. Yes. That's gonna be fun. Lead the Stampede. Fill your hand up, my friend. Super scary time. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, elves. Oh, elves. And if I was him, again, I would... Oh, he can't swing. He has all these things of Summoning Sickness. What else? Opponent pays 2 life. Oh, for Dismember. Yeah, actually, Dismember is a card we should have in the sideboard. Why don't I have that in the sideboard? And land? What do I think? Land can go on top of the library. I can draw land. I could be okay with drawing land. So, I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3, untap, untap. Untapping these guys. And that gives us 5 mana. Harmonize is fun, but I think... I don't know if that works. We're going to try this way. And this should be always yield as well. Yes, we're going to pay for the 1 life. We're going to draw, or pay 1. Okay. And we did not draw into relevant stuff. I think what we do is we go to game 2. I think this is what it's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be go to game 2. We'll draw another card off of this, but it's just, we just don't have it. We do not have it. If I wouldn't have done that, I actually could have played another guy or 2. Well, I think it's going to be GG. Go to sideboard. Well done, opponent. I guess we gotta leave this. Concede. Concede. Okay. How do we deal with Ugin? That's the next big question. How do we deal with Ugin? Tormod Script doesn't help us out. Destructive Revelry does not help us out. Reclamation Sage doesn't help us out either. Crumble the Dust doesn't help us out. Nothing here helps us out. I think it's going to be just run it. I think Rapid Vigor comes out. I think we're actually going to go try more. We're going to try to go a little bit faster. I think we're going to try Paradox Engine and put the Harmonize back in. And I think we're going to try to run it back like that. So we're going to try to rush into the Banefire. I think that's what we're going to try. It's going to be a hard game, guys. It's going to be a hard game. We will play first, though. Hopefully we won't have to mulligan this time. I say that, and I have a very strong opening hand. Let's keep it. Very strong opening hand. If we had an extra land, if it was 2 lands, it would be even stronger, but it isn't. So we have a single land hand, but not bad. Not bad either. Okay, so it's going to be the Forest, Llanowar, and then Llanowar, and then blah 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 blah. Beepity bop boop. That's what it's going to be. The problem with things like Ugin is it doesn't matter if we have an Essence Warden to gain a bunch of life to like stop up against stuff. It's just not going to help us out enough against something like Ugin. If we're against a bunch of other stuff, yeah, sure, it'll be fine, but Ugin is not necessarily the card we can do it against. Mostly because it just like, one, it can exile everything on our board, and then whatever he can swing in, repopulate, especially when he's drawing a ton of cards, and the fact that he can just ping off stuff like Archdruid, be like, boop, Archdruid's gone. The one problem with this opening hand, I will say, is it doesn't... Ooh, opponent... Oh, it's our turn. Sorry, I'm like, I saw some like stuff going on, like activity feed. I'm like, what's going on? Is our opponent doing something crazy? I don't know. The one problem with Ugin again is that because he's destroying the cards that matter, so he can just like pick off Archdruid. Oh, and oh yeah, the one thing I was saying about the bad opening hand was we don't have any red technically right away, so we don't have any way of quickly getting into Mystic, and then another Lenoir, and then ship it to our opponent's turn. So now it's going to be Archdruid, Lenoir, actually probably Archdruid, Essence Warden maybe? We'll find out. Oh, he gets a turn 2 Archdruid, nice. Turn 2 Archdruid is always fun. I approve of turn 2 Archdruids. So much so that do I play a turn 2 Archdruid? Or do I play an Essence Warden? I think we're going to try for the Essence Warden, just for fun. I mean, theoretically, we could have played some more mana ramp, but we can play these guys all next turn and then use them for mana all next turn. So, yes. Marvelous. Marvelously marvelous. And I think we might go on the aggro plan real quick here. Unless our opponent plays something else that's going to make his creatures bigger, we might literally swing in with everything. Except for the Archdruid, obviously. Ooh. Metallurgic Mimic. Metallic Mimic, not Metallurgic. I kept calling it Metallurgic Mimic, but it's totally Metallic Mimic. That's what it actually is. So it's coming in as an elf, which is fun. Does our opponent have, what? He can have a 4-drop. He can have a bunch of drops. So now he's going to be, so maybe our aggro plan is not a thing anymore. Metallic Mimic is definitely awesome against us, unfortunately. Yeah. Our opponent could spew their hand onto the table probably right now. Yeah, because the big thing about us is, like, and again, our focus for all of this elf mana is to do, like, combo damage, where our opponent is using all of his elf mana to... that's hard. That's really hard. If we had a Banefire, we could get rid of this guy, but might actually be us dying next turn. Like, actually dying next turn. Azuri Renegade Leader is a fantastic card. And it should probably be in this deck as well. I should probably have one of him in this deck, because he gives all his creatures +3/+3 and trample, and he's going to get rid of our Archdruid. Sad day for us. I think we lost. I think we got Elves. Normal Elves are too fast for us. We are not fast enough against them. But we do have some fun combo stuff, which is why we play this deck. Ooh, Paradox Engine. We don't have enough to play Paradox Engine yet, though. Not enough yet. I think we're going to try... We can play Paradox Engine right now. Boop, and boop. And then 2 of these. We're going to play Paradox Engine. And then we'll ship it to our opponent's turn. And he'll probably just kill us. Which is fine. But I would rather play Paradox Engine and see if we can, next turn, go scoopity scoop. So he's going to give what? He can do this easily. So that's going to do what? 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20... 21, 22. Ooh, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Yeah. He's got us. GG, opponent, GG. I should not have played the like Paradox Engine, but this is not going to help us either. Like, this would not help us. I mean, realistically, we could have, like, chump blocked and hopefully got into stuff, but the fact that this gives trample and +3/+3, like, he'll just use this guy. Like, literally what he'll do is he'll... Oh, no, he's not necessarily GGing us. Actually... Never mind. Just JK. I thought he had us, but he actually has to tap down Archdruid. He has to tap down this guy. Yes. I thought he had us, but again, as I was saying, he needs to use the Archdruid in order to actually activate Renegade Leader, which means these 3 guys, or these 4 guys are the only ones tapping in. And this is all elves, or just, all elves, so including himself. So... A lot of potential damage there. Mind you, next turn, if we draw into a Lifecrafter's Bestiary, we might be able to go Infinite. We might be able to go Infinite. Very interesting. Very interesting. It's gonna be a hard one, guys. It's gonna be a hard one. It's gonna be on the nose. It's gonna be on the wire. It's gonna be luck. Rolling double sixes or double ones. Snake eyes. Ooh, that's also scary. So our opponent will definitely kill us next turn if we don't have an answer. Okay. So we go like this, tapping all of our stuff down, getting 5 mana, which is nice. We play an Arbor Elf. This is always yes. Always yield. Untapping all of our stuff. Okay, and then we do it again. And then we harmonize? Or do we harmonize now? I think we harmonize now. So go like this. Getting a bunch of mana. Play harmonize. We have a bunch of mana in our mana pool now. Assuming we draw into good stuff, we might be able to do it. We don't get more draw, guys. We don't get more draw. All we needed was a Lifecrafter's Bestiary or another Harmonize. We had lots of potential ways out, but we didn't get it. GG, that is legit GG right there. I mean, we can create a whole bunch of mana, but we have nothing to dump it into. If we had a Azorius Renegade Leader in this deck as well, that'd be amazing as well. Maybe that's the better option rather than trying to Banefire our opponent's face off. Okay, that is actually GG. Good game. And that is me scooping it up. You guys saw Paradox Elves. First game did a lot of really awesome stuff. Game 2 and Game 3, normal Elves is just way faster. Okay, until next time, my name's Adrian. This is GiantMonsterGames. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to game like a giant monster. Thanks for watching the GiantMonsterGames Advent Calendar. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe if you like this video and want to see more videos just like it. A huge shout out to all of the Patreon supporters. You guys are helping make videos like this, and if you want to pick this deck up, there is a link below with an affiliate link so you can grab this entire deck on MTGO.